Wizard lizard.
There we go.
Oh god.
Wizard lizard to the task.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If there was ever a channel mascot, that would be us.
So.
It's our lovely friend Groovy.
Yeah, it's groovy. It's groovy. So, oh my. Well, welcome back, everyone. Jesus Christ. So, for those who are wondering, the second session is going to be up this weekend. Had some problems with my computer this week. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to upload both sessions in the upcoming week, by the end of Friday at least, so that they're in YouTube. Regardless, we're back. Just a little bit of a recap for those who don't remember, mainly the party. You guys are on your way away from Yurnia at the moment, having left Alexander's fort after the death of Baron Hector Lacus. On your way to the outskirts of Yurnia, to the city of Lomnul, you encountered bandits on the high road, and after a skirmish, you are now making your way to the little town of Cortel, a town that you have been here before. During the battle, some of you got grievously injured or wounded. You're pristily fine. Kiki, on the other hand, looks like she's about to collapse. And yeah, classic games with Jen.
I feel like wasn't Ashfall also like nearly dead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking Jen was gonna gloss over that for a second. You know, I could do like 80 in one turn.
I almost killed.
It's fine.
Let's just say these bandits almost killed all of you. Regardless, you are now on the outskirts of Cortel, a little town to the north of Yurnia, where you are right now making your way into. So, as you are entering the town of Cortel, the first thing you see is that the people working here, as of right now, are some of familiar faces. You notice a couple of guardsmen you had seen before, and you notice also a few of the farmers here kind of wave towards you as you're passing by. You can still continue your journey towards Lomnul if you want, or you can take a stop here.
What time of the day is it at this stage?
It would be nearing the later hours of the afternoon.
Okay. Just in regards to Lomnul, is there any real reason we can't take this road here instead?
Going towards there, that means that you would have to travel for a longer time without any stops.
Oh, okay. Okay, it looked like the more direct route.
It is. It is also, as I said, a road without any other stops.
Okay. So yeah, it was midday at this stage?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Yeah, Grimdall to the rest party. Do we want to check in on the mayor, or do we want to keep going?
I could buy some rations, but other than that, I think we're good.
We could probably just... Oh wait, no, they didn't have a lot of food here last time we were here, did they? They were kind of short on it.
Well, let's see what they have this time. If they don't have any, then it is fine. We can hunt on the way.
Yeah, excellent. Alright, I think the tavern was probably the best place for getting food, so let's pop over there, I guess.
So, alright, so where are you heading?
Towards the tavern. The one we started this entire campaign in.
Yeah, back again. You enter inside, and you...
Nope.
the first thing you see is that the innkeeper is a different person than the last one that you remember. It appears that they are a relatively burly-looking human, male. Seems to be around the ages of 30 years old. And the tavern actually has also a waiter that seems to be working on the tables, because you notice that 3 out of the 5 tables that are inside this tavern are actually occupied right now. And as you enter in, the man behind the counter turns towards you and barks out in a low growl. More people. Good day.
Well, you seem to be pleased.
Good day, sir.
I would like to buy just some food for the traveling.
How much we're talking here? We're talking days worth, weeks worth.
Might be a few weeks.
You got a number on your head? 1, 2, 3, 10.
I think 2 will do for now.
They're coming right up. And he turns towards the rest of you. You need something?
No, I've got enough food. I'm alright. Thanks, though.
You're alright. Thank you.
Kinda leaves the back of the to the back of the tavern as a different part of the staff occupies the table. As you're waiting for your supplies, the atmosphere here is relatively calm. A couple of people are looking up at you, but the moment you look at them, they kind of look away from you.
Grimthar doesn't recognize any of these people from the last time he was here.
You recognize in one of the tables, the guardsmen seem to be sitting down and drinking. You recognize 2 of them from the first time you were here on Cortel. They appear to be 2 of the guardsmen that were accompanying Clyde when you were first drinking here.
Alright, spotting them, Grimthar will actually walk over to them.
Oh.
I feel attacked because of this.
Oh, hello, Grimthar.
Hi there. Hi there. Ready to your, I guess, like, ex-boss, a little while ago. He's doing really alright, just want to let you know.
Yeah, he did leave town a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's working in a place down to the south, but like, he's doing alright. He's doing alright for himself.
Look at that. And what brings you over to this part?
Oh, we're heading back up north. We realised we kind of went in the wrong direction when it comes to getting to the tournament. So yeah, we're heading up that way.
Well, best of luck to you. You're taking taking the coastal road, or are you going straight into the next kingdom?
I think you kind of like Grimthar tries to remember from when they were looking at the maps. Like, I think we're like going to the wildlands, like the places where like there ain't no people. I think that's where we go.
The wildlands. Yeah, those are. Well, those are. Well, if you're heading over towards the wildlands, hope you're prepared for the jungles there.
Yeah, we should be fine. Oh, did you have any more issues with the gobos?
No. Ever since the gang leader fell, we more or less have been having an easy time here. Kinda feel bad. Been sitting on this tavern drinking for the past few days. Almost bad.
If you got nothing else to do, you know, God's there to do the job, but like if there's no job to do, what you?
Yeah. Well, we don't really have too much of a problem. There were a couple of ruffians that came in and out a couple of days back, but What can you do? Children are children. They're gonna try to steal a loaf of bread if it means getting to whack another one with it.
Yeah, kids should be like that. Alright, well, best be heading, but it's great to see you all again. Keep up the good work, yeah?
The guard, or the other guy on the table just barks out, "Stay safe!"
Oh, yeah, you too.
And the innkeeper comes back with a pair of heavy haversacks, and sets them on the table of the tavern. They appear to have actual salted jerky dangling off from the sides, and they seem pretty stuffed. Here you go.
And how much would that be?
So that would be a single gold.
I give him 3.
Oh. Okay. He takes the gold with one hand, his other hand kind of limping on the table. All right.
Well, thank you for this. We will be on our way then.
Safe travels. Hey, just a question before you leave. Yours the glorious goats, ain't ya?
Maybe we are. Why?
Where are you heading to?
Up north.
Kinda gives you a nod. Stay safe on your travels.
Oh, you shouldn't worry about us. We can take care of ourselves.
And you exit the tavern. Your cards are, to give a brief little description, your cards are looking relatively fine. They're a bit charred of wood. The black adds color.
It's
Adds
a nice little
character.
touch. Yeah!
Looks lived in and burned in.
Suitable for the long travels.
It's better than my former card.
How many days worth of rations would that be?
That would be 14 days worth of rations.
Alright.
How much is your strength?
Not that much.
Aren't you like rocking a -1 on that?
Yeah.
No, it's actually 0.
Ah!
Nice.
It's 11.
You can carry both haversacks. They're a bit heavy.
I mean, just bundle them into the back. There you go.
Yeah.
Into the cart they go. The horses look relatively fine as well, by the way. As we have mentioned before, the horses are still alive, still kicking. Might avoid fires in the future.
I mean, yeah, that's a good call.
And are you going to be staying in Cortel for the night, or are you heading towards Von Duel?
I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna head north, yeah?
So, do any of you need to get something done before we leave, or do you need to get something from here?
No, don't think so. What about the rest of you guys?
I'm fine. Really quiet.
Yeah.
Well, who are you close? I'm
Jack,
fine.
Lupus, you need anything? Ash, Lupus?
One day. One fucking day.
I was looking at Discord, I'm just like, yes. Jack, my favorite character!
It's there as well. It's in the Discord as well. That's why we have the parentheses on our name. Oh my lord.
Maybe in the last session of this campaign I will get it right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh. Ash is just barely trying to, like, stay conscious atop the horse. Yet he didn't come in with you guys. He's just sitting on the horse trying not to die.
Oh yeah, you also have like 4 HP by the way.
Yeah, roundabout. You know, there's a lot of poison in my body.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Mhm.
What would it be? Would we have to roll survival to try and gauge like travel time from here to Bundul?
From here to Vondul, it would be actually about 5 hours worth of travel to make it to Lomnul, and Vondul is like right next to it.
So we could get to Lomnul at least by nightfall. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think go for Lomnul personally. If there's no one else who has any major objections to it.
Mm. I don't think we need anything from here anymore, so I think we should head on. And you know, maybe people would stop following us and try to get our bounty.
What do we know about this place?
Could we roll history on that one?
Yeah.
Some
Alright,
of us
let's
may
all
have
try.
Some of us may have come by this place. Oh my god, why would not I'm not even gonna bother.
Fucking that way.
Critical history check. Ashfall, Lomnul, Vondul, and Lomnul. For those of you who got a 15 or higher, you would know that Lomnul is a small village, more or less, outside of Vondul that caters to more of the supplies when it comes to agriculture and firewood. Most wood, the needs that Vondul as a city has. Vondul was originally constructed in the middle of a dense, large forest. However, as time went on, the forest was cut down, and Vondul sprouted out as a relatively large city. It is known for their gladiatorial pits, and they are one of the cities that actually has a market for dangerous animals. Additionally, Kiki with a critical check on the with 25 basically on the history check, you would also know that Vondul is a city that is largely populated by Lightcrowned soldiers and the military of the United Crowns Alliance as a foothold in Yirnia. It is more in contrast to Azanta being a military city. Vondul is a hub for different kinds of soldiers that might be venturing into the Forsaken Wildlands or the nearby kingdom of just a moment, fetching the name of Orel.
Interesting.
So, you are making your way over towards Lomnul, yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You begin your travel. As you're making your way over towards the little town of Lomnul, and the sun beginning to slowly die down, your only companions for the day, as far as sunlight goes, are the few few wild animals that populate the outskirts of Cortel, mainly boars. At nightfall, you arrive at the city of Lomnul without any complications, and you find yourselves in a small, relatively scattered, when it comes to houses, village. It seems a bit run down in comparison to the city in the distance. The houses here are a bit cracked in the stonework, and they're not too tall. The rooftops of the houses are made out of straw. Making your way through the town, you see very few people living here. You see actually just about 2 people on the streets, kind of slipping on the side of houses. When you arrive into one of the inns of the village, you see that it does not house a barn for the animals, and it seems to be the biggest tavern /inn in Lomnul. The name of which is the the Warm Hearth. There we go. Entering in, it seems that the tavern is mostly empty, except for a drunk, passed out older man sitting in one of the sitting in one of the tables, his face slammed next to 2 cups of ale, one of which is just spilled over on the table. And it seems that the barkeeper in the back, what appears to be a half-orc, seems to be catering to cleaning a couple of empty mugs. By the moment you enter in, the half-orc speaks aloud. I told you already, I don't want any troubles. You stay out of my business and I stay out of yours. Got it?
Slowly reaching down to break the old man's stick. Oh, okay, no trouble. Dang it. Foiled again.
Oh no.
Is he like looking at us, or is he
Uh,
just saying this like over his shoulder?
Over his shoulder. He doesn't look at you.
Well, this seems rather lovely.
The half-orc turns around. Oh, sorry for that.
Grimthod has stood to his full height and is staring directly at this individual.
The half-orc kind of stops from leaning over the table and kind of fixes his posture, staring back at Grimthod.
Can I roll something to assess his relative strength to mine?
Insight.
Oh boy.
18.
Fuck.
I think we have killed
Wow.
the inside curse.
Y'all gotta be measuring dicks right now. I'm dying.
Yep.
Grimthod, Grimthod is not an insightful person by any means. He usually he tends to find some things whenever someone is lying to him, but most of the time he's not an individual who catches on and like. Now, when it comes to measuring other people's strengths, Grimthod, you look at your muscles and you look at his. It seems that you are more muscle bound than this half-orc is.
Grimthod kind of looks the guy up and down, and then just sort of walks up to him and says, "Oh, there."
Are you there? Kind of
Looking
so.
for a couple of rooms tonight. You think you might be able to accommodate?
This one got hurt
Yeah,
pretty bad.
I think I can. He, without breaking eye contact, he reaches out from under the table and hands you a pair of keys.
Grimthod takes them without breaking eye contact. We also got some animals that need taken care of. Also, you ain't really got anything like a stable.
Got keys.
Somewhere nearby them. Kind of goes, oh, right, here you go. You got anywhere that might be able to accommodate us?
I got a friend. Has a big house. Won't mind a couple of horses living with him.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Kind of shows you a bit of lower teeth.
Grimthod gives him a toothy grin. Grimthod, by the way. Extend the hand for.
Stark. Kind of grabs your hand and shakes it.
Grimthod attempts to crush Stark's hand.
Likewise, make an athletics check.
Four.
Wowza.
Like,
They're all
the grin is maintained.
big oofs. 18. That does not succeed. You grasp onto his hand. There is strength behind his grip. And as both of you are locked in a solid like 10 seconds of like holding each other's palms, eventually you see a trickle of sweat run down Stark's face as he lets go of your hand and grabs it with his other hand.
Nice to meet you, Stark. Nice to meet
Likewise.
So, can you do stop doing that and go back to business? You see, Lupus?
Nothing wrong going on here. Just making some new friends.
Yeah.
Rooms on the top floor.
Right.
Hmm.
And that friend of yours?
He looks over to the passed out fella. No, really, no.
Fair enough. Pint of ale if you don't mind as well.
That'll be a copper.
Grimthod then goes, kind of reaches into his bag, pulls out a silver, puts it on the table.
He looks back
Kiki
at.
just glances over. Close enough.
He looks back up at Grimthod, and as he's holding a mug, he grabs out 10 more mugs, and comes back to you through 5 short trips from holding 2 mugs in each hand, showing you 10 different mugs of ale.
Very kind of you. He starts bringing out drinks for his mates.
Takes the silver.
Is Ash conscious enough to help Grimthod with these drinks, or is Grimthod drinking
I
on his
mean,
lonesome?
you can just bring it to the room. I think you'll be fine.
You enter into the room where Koda kind of dragged Ash into. You see Ash is
Oh
on
no,
the.
I carried him over the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Face.
Ass.
Well, more or less face is, facing forward style. So at least he can see where he's going.
You see Ash currently is on the bed. The beds are very big in comparison to the human that is currently lying on top of them. They seem to be having handmade blankets and pillows as well. Seems to be knitted by hand.
That's nice.
This place is money. What the fuck?
It seems to be more pelt and cloth. Probably from like a hunting kill. Grimthod, you can tell that the actual blanket that Ash is currently lying upon is bear hide.
Oh, that's a bear. He says as he hands Ashfall a drink.
I try and just reach for it and barely grab it. It just kind of slips out of my hand.
You see, Lupus?
Like,
Yeah, roll dex, try and catch it midair.
Sleight of hand, just
oh,
oh no, the ale.
apparently I can't spell traveled.
The double L catches
spelled-
people.
I spelled trallowed.
Travel.
Trall, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, numbers wise, at least 2 drinks per person from that. So.
Is it ale or is it like water?
It is frothy meaty ale. A lot stronger than what you're used to.
Oh well, I mean, Koda's not going to drink it. It's ale.
Oh,
I don't know. Guess Grimthod's drinking his as well.
Yeah. I was going to get some water.
yeah, sure. Have a glass. And have a mug. Basically, not a glass. He doesn't have glass. He doesn't have glasses. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't trust Koda in glass. He'd kill somebody.
I wouldn't either.
He'd find out that he
Yeah.
can make it sharp and be like, I
He,
can stab somebody with this.
He hands you a mug filled with what appears to be water from a water skin.
Yeah, he just starts down in it.
It is lukewarm.
That's fine.
Surprisingly, no cooling systems in the Middle Ages. So sad.
So,
No one can use ice magic, so it's fine.
Once Grimthod's got it into his second pint, he's going to head to that drunken guy and see if he can arrange somewhere for the animals to sleep.
You see Lubus staying there just drinking non-stop.
Just
Downing. The dragon fellow, what appears to be a relatively older man, has like a beard on the sides of his face, no mustache. Kind of looks up at you. Yeah. You're a big one, Stark.
No, we just made friends. My name's Grimford, Newton here.
All right, Thod.
Oh, nice nickname.
You hear Stark from the other side of the room yell out, Ezekiel, take the horses back to your place. You're gonna need a place to stay for the night.
Oh, and the pig, Mr. Oinky. You'll need someone to stay as well.
And the pig. You see the old man look up like, okay, alright, come with me. I know where I live. Kind of gets up from the table, begins to stumble towards the door.
Grimthought will follow him out to help him, hitch the horses and all that, because, pissed.
Yep. He takes you over to his house, which is a relatively flat house compared to the other ones. As you enter in, the first thing you see is a chicken kind of run out from from inside the house. Just run into the village. Inside the house, you see an actual living boar kind of slipping on the side of a relatively large bed. And you see another part of the house which is completely empty. That currently an elk is slumped against the wall. Alright, bring them in. Kind of drags the horses inside the house as well.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone who owned an elk before. That's weird.
I don't own? Nah, it ain't mine.
Oh, it's someone else's, or?
Yeah, the elks.
Oh, he just hangs around. Oh, alright.
Yeah, come, kind of stops, points up a finger like, I told you, and straight out just kind of passes on the spot as he falls backwards.
Yep, and he's gone. Okay. Grimthought kind of picks him up and kind of helps him into the bed with the boar.
You drag him up to the bed and you just slum him in there. The boar kind of wakes up for a moment, looks down at the man and looks up at you.
He's just sleeping. Alright, well, you be good friends with Mr. Oinky. Pull in the animals, get them set up in the place.
You see Mr. Oinky look up at the boar for a moment and then just kind of look back at you.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, you can be friends. It's alright.
Mr. Oinky just goes to the edge of the bed and just sits down.
I'm guessing this pig is boar is much bigger than Mr. Oinky.
Yep.
Yeah, figured. Alright, with that, Grimthought will return to the tavern.
You return back to the tavern. And you lot are gonna be heading out for a rest.
Pretty much. Kiki will just drink the beer because she is also in pain. She just doesn't want to show it. So she's sitting in some corner and writing stuff down while drinking.
Jesse, Lubus drinking beer in a way of saying.
How many mugs did you have?
Well, you had 10 bought. I think Grimthought grabbed 4 because he was grabbing Coda's undrunk one. Ash wasn't able to drink more than one, so I'm guessing Aqua had like 3. Did Kiki have both of hers?
Yep.
Alright.
Then 3. You slam back 3.
Alright.
Alright.
You are more or less. Let me check something. Big
I
brain.
mean, considering what we've gone through, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that hard to get drunk.
Yeah, you are pretty sloshed.
but blood loss helps with that. Although I will say, your thought took a sum total of 2 hit points of damage from that entire encounter. So he's
Must be
pretty
nice.
fine.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Ashfall just
Lucky.
bandaged up completely, like on the hospital bed, looking up going, it must be nice.
I genuinely kept trying to draw aggro and they just refused to target me.
They're just like, you know what? Let's stab this like squishy human and then move to the elf. That's fine.
Man, this poison feels great.
You know what would help with this poison? More poison!
Yeah, you should try it.
Oh. You are...
Ash, are you sure you will survive tonight?
Hmm.
Don't worry, I'm sure he will. You see Lupus barely keeping balance, using his... using the shaft of his rapier as a walking stick.
Just repeatedly stabbing the ground.
The ground takes 1 point of damage and is knocked unconscious. You're all beginning to plummet. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I mean, if that's all it took, then
The Mimic Tavern
Well,
attack, roll
Sneak attack
initiative.
damage on the ground. Just sneak attack damage on the ground because all of his allies are within 5 feet of it.
Is the ground prone?
It's always prone. It's the ground.
Hmm. So you rest up for the day, for the night. And sleep comes to you relatively a bit uncomfortably, especially if you blanket up because they are heavy blankets. It's a relatively warm night, so going to sleep. For those of you who have blankets, it's a very warm night. For the rest of you, who basically sleep on top of the beds, so you have a relatively alright night's sleep. You wake up the next morning as the first light of dawn kind of creeps into the room's open windows, and some of you wake up to the sounds of your companions snoring. Ashfall, you're the last one to wake up because you basically needed to treat most of your wounds that you have taken from your previous encounter. And exiting out from your rooms, you go down to Ezekiel's house, where you find that Ezekiel is wide awake, currently holding Mr. Oinky in one hand as he's trying to feed him a carrot.
Morning!
Good day.
How's my little Oinky been?
Well, kind of kicked me in the night, wanted to eat, so I gave him something to eat. Now he ain't eating for morning.
Oh, yeah, that boy's been snacks, did he? No, come on, eat the carrot. You know you're supposed to.
The moment Griffith says to eat the carrot, Mr. Oinky opens its mouth and just straight out bites onto the carrot. The Ezekiel has to let go of it before he actually bites his hand. Whoa! Alright, feisty.
Mr. Oinky just, like, only eats when commanded to by Grandthought.
Here's your horses, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Were they alright?
Yeah, they're alright. I gave to one of them some of my morning brew, and you see one of the horses kind of stumble forward.
Oh, you're on the bear last night, yeah? It's a good horse. Which one is it, by the way?
That would be Butters.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Mark's gonna kill us. We got Butters drunk.
Shit. Oh fuck.
Taking your horses out of the house, Butters kind of stumbling back into the cart. You begin to dress them up again.
Gonna turn back towards the old man and go, do we owe you anything?
That's alright. All I want is the company of the animals.
Oh, alright, cool. Nice guy.
So that's future Ashfall. Went back in time.
Fuck.
Just Ash hanging in a village in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, just being like, just give me your animals, I don't care fuck about any of you. Hate people, give me animals.
Just the fucking Ace Ventura when he's in his apartment with like every creature in there.
Yeah. Oh god.
You make you fuck. You saddle up the horses into the carts, and you begin to make your way over towards Von Duel. Mark off a day's worth of rations for each of you.
Cool.
As
Alright.
I also realized something that I don't think I have given you guys. For the purposes of this, I have decided to give you guys something that you might be able to enjoy using. It is a group loot handout
Oh, nice, cool.
that all of you can edit and save into for your group bank.
Cool.
I like the fact that we have 2 group loot.
I'll say, I'm fairly sure we already had one.
Yeah.
I may have. Yeah, I made 2 of them. Fuck. Never mind. Oops. My big brain.
We had a
do it
discussion
live.
about that.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think honestly the best way to do this is probably whenever we get loot, just sort of like throw it into the group loot, and then we can like distribute it as we see fit to ourselves.
Yes, so now I have a bag of holding.
This is also true.
So making your way over to Von Duel. Entering into the city is not really hard. There are Lightcrowned soldiers outside. In fact, give me a moment. Let me roll for something.
Yeah, while we're traveling there, Kiki just kind of goes like,
Okay.
should we try to keep more low profile since there are a lot of
Dakota's
soldiers
heads
in
up.
there?
So,
Well, well, what about the rest of you?
Like what do you mean no profile? What do you mean?
What's a profile?
It means, Grimdad, it means that we won't we won't take too much attention from people interacted to us.
So like just don't bother people?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Well,
and
mostly
talk
just
as less as you can too.
I'm not quite sure how far people are willing to go for our bounty. Like, is anyone going to try to come after us in one do either way?
Yeah.
Not with the amount that was on our heads. Let's just get on the road.
Hey, wait, one thing, I still have the mask we got from the mage and his attire. Bloody attire, but
As you're talking, as you're talking among yourselves, you see a small regiment of soldiers patrolling
Just
the
gonna pull her hood up.
patrolling the outside of Von Duel. Okay. About about a platoon of 8 of these heavily armored knights of the Lightcrowned military, led by what appears to be a knight with a regal cape and a large glaive. As they're patrolling, you notice that one of the knights kind of points towards you, and the platoon begins to make their way over towards you.
Should I put on the costume that I got before from Fishy Goat? Because that wouldn't make people not know who I was.
Sure. Not a word about the.
Right. Grimdad fishes out the hero costume
Yep.
for the troll's claw. That
Okay.
He doesn't really have the time to do the face painting again, but he throws the mask over half of his face
Okay.
and the hood over.
Just
Perfect.
like, yep.
Fantastic.
Alright, so I still call myself the troll's claw. Or should I go with a different name?
I think you should decide.
you see, you see Lupus putting on his mask and Kiki wear the want mage hat. Give her that mask.
Hmm.
I didn't have any mask on me.
I know,
Mhm.
the one from the mage we killed.
I didn't take it.
I did. The one, you're the
Oh,
most recognizable one here.
I don't need a mask.
You, as you're talking, you see you hear the voice of the captain of this regiment call out to you. Halt!
Here, I will stop the horses.
Yep. The same with mine.
Hmm.
Same here.
You watch as the knights kind of group up into a just into a loose formation behind the captain as the captain approaches you. You lot. I would like to have the award with one of you if that's possible.
All right. What?
Sure.
Speaking of exactly you, he points to Ashfall.
Okay. I'll dismount my horse and walk over, still visibly kind of weak.
Mm-hmm. If you wouldn't mind. And he kind of starts to walk further away from his own group of knights and the rest of the group. Follow me, if you please. Follow me, if you please.
Just follow.
He takes off his helmet as he's walking, revealing underneath a red-haired, relatively middle-aged man with a sharp mustache and even a sharper haircut. You must be... Well, I don't want to waste too much time with simplicities. If you wouldn't mind, what is your name?
My name's Ash.
Figured as much. Do you know what my name is?
I don't believe I do.
My name is Ramus. I was a soldier in the Lightcrowned military, and now I am in the position of, well, chapter master. I remember you from my days as a soldier. Though I remember you with a bit of a more full name.
Do you know?
I'm gonna keep this a little bit brief. For your sake and the sake of your friends. You are a solid 30 feet away from the group at this point. And he takes out a small piece of paper. This arrived at my doorstep this very morning. He hands you a wanted poster of one of the party members.
Mm-hmm.
I see you and your fellows are not necessarily in the best positions. Well, with the law at the moment.
Simple misunderstanding, I assure you.
Certainly. Here's the thing. I would prefer me and my men not engage with you and the group of people that you have acquired here. There is no need for any unfriendliness to take place. In fact, I'm here to offer you a bit of a deal. A job, if you will.
I'm listening.
I can help you wipe this bounty off the record. Well, not wipe, but I can put it on the lowest of priorities. And make this little black mark in your profile together with the rest of your companions. Kind of drown out. And I can also put in a good word with the Lightcrowned military so that they further forget your service and lack thereof in the previous years. You know how the army tends to take care of its soldiers, Mr. Ashfall.
I know how they treat them. I wouldn't say take care, per se.
And you know the penalty for leaving the army.
I am very well aware.
I'm not going to report you to any of my superiors for having seen you here. And in exchange, I will also help you get rid of this little bounty that you have amassed. There's no need for anyone to know that I or anyone else has seen your presence here in Lomnul. If you're willing to do a little favor for me.
Again, I'm listening.
There have been disappearances in the nearby village of Lomnul. People have been going missing. Not something that hasn't been happening for a few weeks now. However, it started also happening in the city. In fact, I'm certain that more information will be given to you by one of my... well, one of the more prominent figures in the city could tell you more information on what has happened. But to keep it short, I want to find out where these people are. You can negotiate with this person for any kind of monetary reward you want. That is out of my jurisdiction. However, this is an opportunity for you, Mr. Ashfall, to further return to your position of being forgotten, and I hope that this little transaction does not end sour for neither me or any of my fellow soldiers. What do you say?
Just think long and hard about it for a second.
You got time. Just so you know, if you decide to, drop the rock and keep on walking, I'm gonna have to tell my superiors that you have been seen in Lomnul, and, that's a little bit more important than whatever little bounty you have acquired now, isn't it? Take a moment to think about it. And he begins to walk back to the main group.
Okay, I'll just sort of stand and let him walk ahead.
As he returns to the main group, he comes back with a smile on his face and his arms wide open. Gentlemen and lady, I come with some pleasant news. I'm here to hire your services.
Oh, you want us to do a job?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're up for that, aren't we?
It's for a good cause too. There have been people going missing, and I want to find out what has been happening to them.
That definitely sounds bad. Okay. Whereabouts should we go missing?
They have been going missing in Lomnul. There is a person who can give you more information in Vundul about this. A nobleman.
Oh. Okay.
You should look for the fighting pits known as the Edge's Dancer. The
what?
The Edge's Dancer.
The bit before that.
Oh, you should look for the fighting pits known as the Edge's Dancer.
What's a fighting pit?
A fighting pit is a location where gladiators or performers get to fight one another, or wild animals, or whatever thing the owner of the pits might throw at them to, well, entertain an audience, so to speak.
Oh, not when we fought the Hydra thing. Yeah, that was really fun. Cool.
Precisely.
I mean, you know, you run into a Hydra every now and then. Oh, I'm really bad at this.
Although, other than that, he kind of gives you just a half-raised eyebrow. The owner of the pit is a nobleman by the name of Augustus So.
Okay, what you look like?
Older fellow, you won't miss him, and I'm certain that he's not going to miss you.
Okay.
Head towards him and ask him about the disappearances, and he's going to give you a bit more information on the subject, as he's one of the people who has had one of their own personnel gone missing and actively hired our services to keep an eye out. We're going to continue our own patrol routes around the city, however, I'm fairly certain you might be able to assist in the investigation efforts.
Right, well, best of luck finding people, and we'll give it a shot ourselves.
Excellent. It is always good to see more people willing to do good in the world.
Yep.
Name's Ramos, by the way. He extends a hand.
Bim Dodd.
That isn't what I was thinking he'd go with Thodgrim.
It is good to meet you, Bimthod.
Yep, that's me. That's who I am.
He shakes your hand vigorously.
Grimthod shakes his hand back, and is like, it's the most awkward handshake Grimthod's ever given. You can see how visibly uncomfortable he is with lying.
You should negotiate for your reward with Augustus. Regardless, I thank you for your interest. Have a wonderful day.
Yep, sure.
Men! And he puts on the helmet, and they continue. And the men immediately go into a stance as they continue patrolling.
And the second they're like out of earshot, oh, I'm really bad at this. I'm so bad at lying.
I think you did all right.
I was sweating. I was sweating the entire time. Oh. Alright, so do we want to do that job or what?
Ash? What do you think?
I'm thinking a lot of things right now.
No, well.
Not much. I mean, we can. He knows about the balance already, and said he might look the other way if we did this for him.
Oh, okay.
Alternatively, I mean, Mariana is a place of neutrality. We could try and just hightail it north.
I mean, that,
I think it's better if we help them. At least they'll have an eye. They'll owe us for when, well, you're in bigger trouble if we don't
you
take
know
that.
It sound troubling.
Did
Well,
you know
I
that,
don't-
man?
If you're not opposed to staying around a few days, I suppose we could get to work.
I think we can lose the people who are after our bounty, but you seem to have some personal issues with them.
Never really liked the Lightcrowned.
Oh? Why not?
Personal reasons.
What, did like dickheads or what?
Depends on the person, but seems to be in the majority anyways.
Ah, okay. I mean, he seemed alright. He's not worried about people going missing and stuff.
Someone who's not worried about people going missing is less than human.
Yeah.
It's not our problem.
I mean,
Mhm.
we're passing through, might as well, you know, that's kind of what we do. We go places and we see where people are having trouble and we hit up them out, you know. It's what we've been doing up till now.
So if you're not opposed to staying in Urania for a little bit longer, we can delay our trip to the City of Monsters for a little longer.
I mean, it's not going anywhere, I think.
Well, we were going to head to Magiana first anyways. Before we head to City of the Monsters, so I don't think this will matter too much.
Plus, it's like months travel up that way, isn't it? It takes a really long time.
I would assume so.
Hmm.
So, we're
Could be
already
here for a
there,
long
right?
time. We all know.
Yeah.
So, do you make your way into the dancer, into the Edge's dancer, or?
Yeah, like we're probably. Do we want to sort of accommodation first, or well, actually, no, it's like early morning at this stage, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably headed toward the edge of dancer first, I'd say. But again, I think the only person who's moderately opposed to this is probably Coda.
Helping people. Not really my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, but we keep doing it though.
I mean, I have my own reasons for it. I mean, we did kill a guy. He got killed.
Where else is he going to get his bones from?
Yeah.
You've got a point.
Gotta
It
get
is
them
a-
bones, boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of missing people. That's a lot of corpses to loot.
Hmm.
You see, Kota? Hey, I have a bone to pick.
That statement when player characters loot the corpse, when Coda loots the corpse, what's left? Nothing. He took everything. And I mean everything.
Connor reminds me of like Venom from the newest movie, where he's like eyes, liver, pancreas, so many traits, so little time. Just
Why do you
Like,
think he
Coda-
wanted that bag of holding?
Coda, there are missing people, and people have bones. Galaxy brain.
humongous.
You need to put the so in there first. Like, oh, we need to go help these missing people. Why? Because they have bones on them. Oh.
Oh, it's just like ooh, bones. And you make your way over towards the city of Lomnul. Entering the city is a bit populated. There are a lot of people here that seems to be running different kinds of shops. Not shops for adventurers, surprisingly. There is pottery shops that you can see immediately entering into the city, as well as you notice a person sitting on a stand and a lot of people surrounding them, spouting about the tournament. And basically an evangel of the faith of the masked one, kind of giving off a spiel. You follow the signs leading you towards not the heart of Lomnul, towards the southern end, where you find yourselves in an underground fighting ring. Entering in, you're allowed in by a pair of bugbears that are standing outside as guardsmen. Right this way in, sirs. Welcome to the Edge's Dancer. They close the doors behind you as you enter into a large arena. Give me a moment.
Oh, okay. Grimthought has never encountered a bugbear before.
They have really long arms.
They don't look weirdly familiar. I feel like I've seen something like that before, but I can't put my finger on it.
You see Lupus saying goblinoid. Ah, how's it going there?
Hmm. A crowd of laborers, 4 people deep, clusters around a circular low wall that crowns the stone-lined pit, basically cheer and shout. And the air down here is a little bit warmer than uncomfortable, as you hear a hungry roar echo from the pit. As followed by the spectators' joyous reactions. As you walk through the massive crowd, you get a look at the action below. A screaming young halfling paces and shouts for mercy as he narrowly escapes the hungry beast's jaws.
What is the beast?
That you now realize resembles Codus's form from the previous battle. An Allosaurus that seems very hungry.
Oh,
Sitting in an elevating position is a lavishly clothed old man with wrinkled grey skin that tells of his age, kind of reaching the ending points of his human life span, as he is catered for by a following of young women and men that basically take care of his needs. From his lavish wooden chair, you see his gaze as he's looking with a smile towards the fighting pit, where Halfling keeps on shouting, "Turn towards you" as you enter into the arena, and beckons you with his relatively slim, wrinkled hand to approach.
okay. I guess we make our way over.
Making your way over, his raspy voice being fairly audible as you approach. "Ah, you must be the answers to my prayers." He raises both hands up as his caretakers kind of give way for you to approach him, and basically open a path for you through the crowds to meet him.
As we get within talking distance, Grimthal will kind of like slowly like raise a hand.
Greetings. He doesn't seem to raise a hand himself.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, kind of like, well,
Oh.
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
Is he not, did he not agree to that? Cause, if he doesn't want to fight it, I kind of want to instead. Can I fight it instead?
Are you the people that came here from the military?
Yes.
Then I think I can tell you then. No, that person hasn't agreed to that. And that person is not a good person either. Please,
Oh?
sit down. The people that are catering to him bring you stools to sit upon. As you're watching the spectate below, the halfling barely escaping the Allosaurus as he's running around in circles.
How tall are the walls keeping the Allosaurus?
About 30 feet high.
What do the people look like who are catering
Don't
to him?
you? What are you thinking, Novi?
Same thing I'm thinking.
What?
Kiki, what was your question? I'm sorry.
What do the people look like who are catering to him?
Very young, relatively athletically built people. They don't seem like slaves. They don't seem like people of Yirnia either. They seem to be probably from other kingdoms.
Are they all human or other races as well?
They're all human.
Okay.
I think some explanation is a bit in order. Now, here's the thing. I think you have heard or been informed about the rumors about the recent activity in the village of Lomnul.
Yeah, people go mission. So like what did he do?
Yeah, let me tell you. There's an old pit that people use to craft fertilizer from manure and compost for plants. While activity isn't usually up near the pit, due to the fact that it's now been closed off, the number of sightings has increased around that. Here's the thing. 2 nights ago, one of my employees by the name of Miboro, she was running an adventurer frequented tavern, the Hold Up. She didn't come back from her trip to the pit. She's working for me, and I kind of feel like something bad might have happened to her. So last night, I hired a group of adventurers. 6 in total. Or 7, I don't remember really. To investigate into the matter. They haven't returned. And now I have to wonder where they went. They left with my money, so kind of fear that they probably scammed me. You're free to ask, of course, but right now I think the important thing in your minds might be about the little halfling down there.
Yeah.
See, that halfling gave me a letter this very morning. You see, he came to me with this letter, and he shows you a handwritten letter. Now, as you're reading this, he keeps going. Now, I contacted the Lightcrowned commanders, who basically gave me the first party of adventurers that went out to rescue my employer about everything that has happened. They told me that they wish to assemble another group, which I'm assuming is you fellows, to attempt a second rescue.
Right, so like that little guy like gave you a dish. What was your say?
Oh,
He goes to Kiki and says, what was your say?
Kiki reads it out loud for Grimthod.
Oh.
Augustus, you don't know me, yet I know you. Time runs short for me, Boro, Levis, Mandolin, Dunlo, Doraville, Lily, and Gunk. But you might still save at least someone. If you find them before tomorrow, a friend.
So like he works for the people that are doing like taking people?
Are these the first adventurers, or are
No.
these your employees?
Oh, those are the names of the adventurers, actually. And you notice you recognize one of the names.
Oh boy.
Lewis.
Why do I know
Lewis?
this?
Oh, the old man.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they took Santa. Christmas is cancelled.
That's one of them, old man with a
Yes.
grey beard.
Mm-hmm. I remember them all.
Oh yeah, the old guy. We met him. He's really nice.
All 7 of them. Now, here's the thing.
Right.
You might be wondering, as I said, where I got that from. He points to the halfling down in the pit. I think you might want to speak with him about, well, some information may be needed.
Yeah, but like, if he gets eaten by the big lizard thing, then he's not gonna be able to say much, is he?
I wouldn't worry about that. He snaps his fingers, and you watch as a pair of the women that are serving him at the moment reach behind the chair, grabbing a large net. As they approach the ring, they throw the net into it, and the Allosaur is caught right under it.
What is that? Ah,
You watch as
you ruined it. You ruined it.
you watch as they throw a rope for the young halfling that desperately climbs up upon. As you hear the crowd boo and cheer as the halfling escapes his imminent doom. The women drag him your way as the enraged Allosaurus tears itself from the net and starts to prowl into the ring. The halfling actually... Yeah, go ahead.
I will say, fifth ed nets are actually kind of bullshit in regards to like how effective they can be. Like that will actually, if you just keep throwing nets, you'll just fuck up an Allosaurus's deck.
The halfling squeaks as he's approaching you, like, I'm ready to talk! Please! Don't send me back there! He just goes immediately to his knees. May I present Favin Krieger? Says,
Who gave the draft?
oh, he did. This little one delivered the letter to me, but he wouldn't say who it is from. Rather rude, if you ask me. The halfling actually whimpers, I'm ready to talk now! Please! Don't send me back in the pit, please! I beg of you.
Well, talk now.
So, how about you tell the name
Or the
you got
direction.
it from?
What are you asking?
How about you give us the name that you got this letter from?
And then Lupus said, or the direction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's I don't know the name of the person. Okay. He gives you a smile. Can you give me, what are you trying? Are you trying to press him for information?
I was gonna grab him by the collar.
Make an intimidation check immediately.
Does he have advantage?
You with advantage because right now he is completely frightened.
Now, where did you get this letter from?
I have a -1 to charisma because you know.
Wow.
Let me try.
Perfect. Perfect.
You may use your strength modifier instead of charisma.
Well, it
Alright.
would still be like 5
You
plus.
see. Can I try too?
Well, I mean that's plus proficiency, right?
Yeah. So how much is that?
That is an 18.
Okay, both of you, you would start to shake him up for information as Lupus is standing right behind you menacingly. Okay, I'll speak! Okay, here's the thing. My job is to dump bodies of people that have been dead, one way or another, into the pit. That's my job, okay? I collect the fee from it, from people in Vandul, who are not exactly very, well, they aren't exactly very, prominent figures. As you shake him up, he speaks even faster. Okay, and I just work to make those bodies disappear. You know, gone. So I was dumping the most recent one, the half elf, when a woman with just pure skin, pure white skin, like milk, red eyes, jet black hair. She came out from like a secret tunnel in the pit, with like fucking undead behind her. She gave me a letter and paid me to deliver it to this man. He points towards Augustus. She told me that if I value my life, I wouldn't say where I got it from, and then she just went back into the pit. I don't know anything else.
Hey, wait. Can you give us the letter? I know this is gonna seem pretty stupid, but Goat, are you ready to hunt for bones?
Koda,
Yeah, he's kind of focused, dead set eyes in this.
You hear him scream, Gouda! You god damn it. Yeah, you wanna collect bones?
he begins to the halfling begins to beg for mercy. I swear I'll change my ways, please.
Cody, you can let him go.
If you want, you can make an insight check on that.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's see how our insights are doing. Good thought, Belisa.
That isn't supposed to be an
17, 5 and
advantage.
16. Perfect.
Koda and Lupus, you both. He doesn't seem to really believe his own words when he says that he's gonna change his ways. He seems completely horrified at the moment, and he's just gonna try to say anything that gets him out of the situation.
You
He's
see
gonna
Lupus
slowly
throw
walk
his
towards
sword?
the pit.
Yeah, the crowd hollers for the halfling to be returned to the pit. As Augustus raises his twisted hands, so it kind of lowering the volume of the crowd. This man is a criminal. The nobleman begins saying, "He is no murderer, yet he colludes with their kind. Normally, I'd let the crowd determine his fate. Well, but since you are my honored guests here, I will let you decide. Does he go back into the pit or does he walk free? You have 1 minute to make the choice before I decide for you. So you can make a unanimous agreement on this. And I'm actually going to start counting a minute.
Oh boy.
Coda's gonna obviously say pit. I'm just gonna let you know right there.
You see, Lupus? There's not that much chance that he'll change, so...
He was just delivering a letter. I don't think he did necessarily anything bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, all we did was like, hey, here's the letter. There you go. You didn't
But-
kill nobody.
But this dinosaur could be hungry.
Ash, what do you think?
I'm sort of like, when in Rome. Throw him in.
Okay, that's three. That's 3-2.
Three to throw him in, or
Yep.
Like 2 of us are opposed, 3 of us are for, so 3-2. Go for it.
I'm gonna chunk him in. Baseball pitch.
You
No, I'm gonna whistle.
I should just kind of pissed.
Whistle to the Allosaurus.
look at the Allosaurus hungering for the halfling. Do you throw him in?
Yeah,
You
like you would a pet.
very well.
You know.
To the pit he goes. As you hurl the halfling in, he screams bloody murder as he's hurled in, and he's just torn apart by the Allosaurus beneath as he can't even manage to get his bearings. The crowd cheers for his death. There we go. Now, down to business.
I think that was a bit of unnecessary brutal, but whatever.
Oh, please. Time is
Coda,
of the essence at the moment. I will offer you 1,000 gold to rescue my employee,
Alright.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we also have to like shave.
If you can save the missing adventurers, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, no, we know them. So yeah, we want to help them.
Mm.
So yeah, we know it's the pit. Just like there's a secret place there. We should probably go.
Very well. On you go. The Augustus gives you a wave as you walk your way out of the pits and back into the streets of Vundul, the double doors closing behind you with the bugbears closing them in.
What
kinda
was
like
the
scratching the back of his head. I don't feel good about that.
what was the description of the woman again?
Milky white skin, red eyes, and jet black hair.
Thank you.
Oh, there it is. The timer
Oh.
just went out, sorry.
No.
It's good. We made the decision in time.
He didn't like. He didn't really do much of anything. You know, he delivered a letter. It really seemed fair, you know.
Well, life isn't always fair, as we've noticed, and I don't think he would have gotten that far with his life anyways. He was dealing with the wrong kinds of people. He would have gotten killed eventually.
Yeah, but we deal with the wrong kind of people all the time, don't we?
Yes, but we are strong and we survive. He was only there for the money.
Hmm. We do a lot of stuff for money.
We do, but we don't do it only for money.
Hmm. Alright, well, thinking about this isn't going to help us. We got to go try and save long old bloody goat again and the rest of them.
To be fair, it did look hungry.
I mean, that's just on the guy in there for not feeding them properly, dog.
Now, I have to remind you that the more time you spend, basically, you're on a time limit, basically.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, not thinking about this too much. We need to go.
Yeah,
let's go.
it's just something like we're walking and talking at the same time.
Alright. You return back to Lomnul, where you find yourselves. It takes you about like some time to make it over back to the town. Not too much because the city is literally right next to the place. When you arrive, it is a bit humid, and as you arrive towards the pit that is used for manure, it just stench hits your nostrils. The sun is shining. Sorry.
Sliding.
Yeah, it's the signing. Shit.
Oh.
Yes. It smells terrible. So. How do I say this?
Grimnod will move his face mask down over his nose and mouth.
Not a bad idea.
There's somewhere in this pit.
Yeah, it seems to be like a door or something.
You look into the pit. It seems to be filled with garbage, really. You see a couple of hands sticking out from the pit.
Can I attempt to hop down and pull them free?
Sure. It smells horrendous as you're approaching. Do you want to hop down?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, like, Grimthod's got the face mask over his nose and mouth kind of thing to at least block the smell somewhat. But yeah, he's gonna try and jump down and pull the hands free.
As you move down to you grab the hands and you pull out what appears to be the corpse of a half-elf.
Does anyone recognize this person?
Do we?
No, he is not a person you have seen before now. You also notice his face. As you're looking back to your companion, you look back at him. His face has turned to face you. And his other hand reaches for you. As the undead sparks to life, trying to hold down on you. So really quickly.
Oh boy.
We're gonna roll initiative.
We just plop our. Okay, there.
Yeah, you're gonna get a chance to plop your tokens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me where Grimthod is, since he's the one who's down with the undead.
No worries. Grim boy, right here. You would have arrived from the road, so you're right here.
And I have advantage on initiative, so I would have got 17 there.
You're not surprised by the attack. The zombie just came to life. Let us change the music to something more appropriate.
Why not this like nice chill music background while the fucking undead?
So, if you don't know how to drag your tokens, simply drag them in. You've done this a million times.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no! Lupus!
So,
multiple clones!
you see one of them is right in front of Grimthod. Another one rises from the garbage. Right, like right here. And you see from the piles of literal manure in the pit, the wispy shadow of a wraith emerges from the middle of the pit, staring right towards you.
That's 2 nat 20s on initiative.
Jesus.
Yep.
Well, this fight is gonna go fine for the undead. Fuck you guys too, I guess.
Did I
Come on.
Yeah.
You all was this after last session.
Where everyone was net 1.
I did have flame spear. Oh, I'm sorry, Grimthod. I had flame spear prepared.
Yeah, no, you do you, man. I can take damage for days. Just do you.
I'm just gonna throw it in the pit and see what happens with manure and.
Burn the whole thing. I'll be
That's
fine.
some good initiatives. for the undead as well.
Yeah.
Grimthud, what's your dexterity?
+1.
Okay, so you go right before the rest of the spawns. Oh wow, all of the undead go in the conga line. Holy shit. Okay, Lupus, you go first. So you see the undead rise up from the filth and muck.
Is there anything flammable?
The whole pit.
The pit itself is not flammable per se. You can start a fire if you want.
Everything's flammable.
You
If
just
you
have
try
to
hard enough.
You have to try hard enough. You have to believe.
Oh, oh, hold up! I forgot an enemy.
Oh.
Oh, my bad. I forgot that the Spectre has friends.
Yay! Good for him.
The Wraith has friends. Sorry.
Oh,
The Wraith has friends. The Spectre.
it's a
Spectre has
spectre.
friends. Alright.
There it is. It goes exactly on the
It's
same
good that
initiative.
it's good that in the afterlife you will have friends as well.
Yeah, it's just one more Spectre.
And I don't have a magical weapon.
I do.
You see one of one of the undead, the one right here, does actually have something with him. What appears to be an adamantine mace.
What the fuck?
Oh shit.
You see, Lupus? Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
As you fall into the
Yeah,
pit,
yeah, excuse you, because you excused yourself. There's multiple of you.
you excuse yourself multiple times. The undead seem to mind.
You see, Lupus?
Can you give me a con save as you're in the pit?
Alright.
And also Grimthud the same, by the way,
Okay, cool.
because you're gonna start your turn in it. Okay, success. Success. The foul smell of the pit does not seem to poison you in any way.
Nice.
Well, is the stench strong enough for me to assume it's flammable?
Sure.
Ah! Then I have the perfect magic for that.
I would like to remind you. Would you like to know what happens to fertilizer plants if something gets caught on fire? It's not a good time.
Kablooey.
Ah. Right.
But do it. I don't know what he has planned for that. He's blown up a mountain and a castle once before.
If you set fire to the pit, Grimthud is in there.
And Lupus.
And yourself.
I just wanna see what happens if I activate my green flame blade with something that flammable.
A green flame
Yeah.
blade. A green flame blade does not necessarily light up flame blade does not necessarily light up things. The blade is no, it doesn't set fire to things.
Yeah, the
Ah.
spells have specific. You generally have specific things. I'll attach them if they
If-
can catch fire to things.
Like fireball.
It does shed light.
Yeah, but
That
the
hits.
only person-
That also hits. It doesn't seem to be armored at all. 11. Is that a magical weapon?
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just asking. 11 points of piercing damage, and 9 points of piercing damage for 20 points of piercing damage. You thrust the blade into the creature. The first thing you see is that as the blade thrusts into it, making 2 holes onto the torso of this undead, worms begin to just coil and writhe and fall out from it. Living worms. The moment they fall onto the floor, they wrinkle up and die.
I'm just gonna throw out there the fact that Grimthud has 2 magical weapons on him, but I don't think anyone else in the party can use them.
No, Lupus can use the greatsword.
Okay. I could throw the greatsword to him, although I don't know, like, you're a dex-based fighter, so I don't know how effective you'd be with it.
Is that your turn?
Yes. Sadly.
All right. Ash.
Can't believe Ash is fucking dead.
Ah, there.
But
Okay, so you summon the spectral spirit of the bear as Jack Ashfall is currently muted.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
12 or 13 temporary hit points on
13.
13. Cool.
Yeah. 5 plus my druid level. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort of snap my fingers and make a bunch of animals appear.
Oh no, conjure. Fuck.
Couple direwolves to appear there and there.
Con saves for the direwolves as they appear in the pit.
Sure.
It is for every creature, I'm afraid, including conjured ones.
Well,
One of the wolves is poisoned. Choose your pick.
we'll just go top to bottom. So
All right, top dog is poisoned.
okay.
It begins to visibly retch as it is in the pit.
I can never remember. Do they act like immediately, or do they just sit there?
Immediately after your turn.
All right. Well, they will both take swings at their respective ghosts.
All right, go for it. Are their weapons magical?
They are, thanks to Mighty Summoner.
Mm.
Nice.
Good.
And they don't have pack tactics, so bite.
Bite on the specter. Does it
One on
make
the Spectre, one on the Wraith. So 18 to the Spectre, 21 to the Wraith.
both attacks hit. Fun
One's
fact.
poisoned though.
Fun fact about undead that are ethereal cannot be knocked prone.
that
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
9 to the Spectre, 10 to the Wraith.
Okay, doesn't seem to like that at
Can't be
all.
knocked prone. I'm already dead.
So you see the wolf slashing and biting into these undead apparitions, tearing away at the cloths that make up their forms. They both shriek. However, they don't seem to be mindless as they actually turn to face you.
Okay. Well, that's both my actions, so feel free to move.
Alright, Grimthod.
5.
Cool. So let's see. From this point here, I'm going to cast.
You're going to cast.
Shatter.
Where?
At this point here. So hitting those two, that point.
It's a. How much is the radius of
10
shatter?
foot radius. 10 foot radius.
Nice.
So Grimthod looks over at those two things and goes, "Ah!"
Thunder is actually something a wraith is resistant against.
Ha! Go figure. They both still to do a con save.
Yeah, and so is the Spectre. Wraith got a 5, Spectre got a 6. Wow. No,
Welcome to undead.
yikes.
What's Constitution? We're already dead.
Okay, they both take half of 15, that's 7.
7 points of damage to both of them.
Yep.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to enter a rage.
You fly into a rage as you're preparing yourself as the creature in front of you opens up its mouth and worms begin to just crawl out from it.
Metal as fuck.
Blech.
As he's going to try to hit you with its claws. You didn't recklessly attack, so those are normal. First attack is 12.
Miss.
Second attack is 23.
Hits.
You take 9 points of slashing, half to 4. And 4 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, okay, so the necrotic isn't negated.
Yeah, so you take a total of 8 points of damage, basically. As
I'm down to 5 temporary hit points.
as you notice that the wound that the undead makes on your skin kind of begins to fester and wither. And then one of the then it begins to just gargle and worms fly towards your direction. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Cool.
That's nasty.
It's not a spell or effect. Ooh, that's a fail. You notice as from the spouting of worms, you manage to step back, but one of them actually sticks onto your body.
Yeah. Fuck. Get off. Get off.
And begins to crawl.
No.
The worm, the spawn next to Lupus is going to do the same. 2 attacks against you. With its mace of smiting.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Well, Lucas, you lived a good long couple session life.
So one attack misses you with an 18. Another attack hits you with a 20 on the not on the roll, but in total.
Lupus has 19 AC?
Yes. And I'm planning on making it higher.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And
Alright.
then, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Alright.
Don't fuck it up.
As you see worms kind of gargle from the mouth of this undead. You succeed.
Oh.
Oh
Ooh.
wow, I failed it by 1. Great.
Literally, yes. You notice the worms kind of spout towards you, but you manage to shake them off immediately as they wither and die on the floor.
You see, Lupus, I'm gonna grab that weapon, even if I'm gonna have to burn this whole acre to the ground. Starting with you.
I mean, it is a pet, so you're halfway there.
The specter is going to move through the wolf.
Don't do don't do that.
And the wraith is going to also move through the wolf.
I don't love how that's technically not leaving their attack range for attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the specter,
Ghosts moving through ghosts, yo.
the specter is going to attempt to drain the life out of Kiki first.
It's only that move.
It's a disadvantage, don't worry.
That's a 9.
No.
The wraith is going to try and drain the life out of Grimthod.
Neat. Absolutely glorious.
18 to hit.
That hits.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Cool.
Bitch rolling well, disadvantage.
There we go.
Succeeds. Your hit points are not reduced by 21, but you do take 21 necrotic damage.
Ow.
As the wraith kind of opens its hands, and you see from the wounds that the spawn gave you, it begins to draw the life out from you. Next up is Kiki.
Sure. I don't want to move back, just in case. So I'm gonna use Vampiric Touch.
Oh, killing as an undead with necrotic. I like it. It hits.
There we go. Hold on. What's
When
my
this
level?
spec-
4.
What
Got
level?
me.
Okay, so you're not gonna like my response, as you
Oh yeah.
you take your hand back and open it and grasp onto the undead. The necrotic energy is surging through its form, and it stands there unaffected
Oh yes. I forgot.
because specters are immune to necrotic damage.
You know, even the fucking shocking grasp would have been better.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't do it, so I'm just like, oh, okay.
I'm stupid. That's why. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
I don't think I have anything on my bonus action. But
Don't-
I could move. I don't want to though.
you can disengage and... Oh wait, no, you're...
I can't.
No, because
That was her action.
Levels in Rogue.
And next up is Coda.
Weird thing how necrotic doesn't affect ghosts.
But you know it does affect ghosts.
I think I
Radiant.
should. I think I should.
It's midday, everybody. So I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Ah.
Ah yes.
All right, where do you summon it?
Which where?
Let's start on the Wraith.
On the
It's gonna hit the Wraith, the Spawn, and the Direwolf.
Don't worry about me. Misclicking on literally everything again.
Okay.
Oh, Ash, you poor wolf.
He's fine. He has extra hit points.
Actually, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
something really quickly. Just to make sure that I have this right. Not quite. Where are you pointing it exactly?
It's right where
It's
you
on the
got
map,
it.
It's on the map.
Yeah, I made it.
Right where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watch it as a thin layer of silver light just emanates from the sky as a moonbeam is about to be fired.
Mm-hmm. At the start of the turn.
Yep. Lupus, it's your turn.
Wait, now I noticed the song. Isn't this an OST from Transformers?
It's 2 steps from hell. They're in every trailer ever.
Literally.
Yeah,
It's your turn.
Oh my god.
Poke.
Super poke.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, 12 hits, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's
You see?
24 points of damage.
You see Lupus stand back, and you know when you move so fast you don't even... No one even noticed that the Lord of Worms are flying by. He just keeps doing that like a machine gun.
You thrust the blade forward, like multiple times, giving off different holes onto the creature where more worms begin to just crawl out and fall off. They're just scattering onto the floor, dying out. Next up, if that's your turn, is Ashfall.
Alright. I know my sword isn't going to be very good, so let's try this thing out. I'm going to use my Wand of Magic Missile.
You could heal the undead.
I could, but even then my
I
healing is
didn't
not
think
very good.
about that.
So I'd rather
think
just
about that.
barrage them with magical missiles. So
Okay, fair point. You grab your wand of magic missiles and point it at an undead.
yep, we'll go just straight for Big Boy Wraith. Just because I don't want it to crumble into dust, we'll do 6.
Fuck.
So roll 6, d6, 64 even, plus 6.
64 plus 6, yes.
Automatically adding things where I shouldn't. It's a lot of ones.
Okay, 18.
Wow.
Pew, 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 pew.
Okay, mathematics. Okay, cool. You notice as you point the wand towards the wraith, you have not used this one before. So
No.
So you're like, okay, how does this thing work? And as you're pointing it, the blue-tipped part of the wand begins to glow. And you're like, oh! As you fire 6 different missiles from it, kind of blasting you a bit back like a solid foot as these 6 missiles slam against the wraith.
There's enemy locked on. What?
I got a little force damage.
And you see Ashfall. Oh, my fingers.
You see the figure of the wraith kind of like shimmer in and out of existence.
Right.
Magic missile wand. Setting decimate. What?
Magic missile wand, setting lethal.
Right, and do I have anything for my bonus action? I don't think I do, so I'll just keep the wolves attacking their respective targets.
The wolf turns around. At the start of their turn, can the wolf give me a con save as well that is not poisoned? And so is Lupus. And it's poisoned. I forgot to ask Lupus. Because undead are immune to poison, and they don't care about it.
Also needs to calm.
Yeah, it needs another con.
Alright, yeah, Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Oh yeah, it starts its turn there.
Moonbeam.
7.
Takes
So
12 points of radiant damage. Friendly fire!
fine.
Poor
Yep.
Wolfer.
Oh, doing it
All
for
I
me.
have is AoE spells. I'm just like, if people are
Same.
just gonna... I'm gonna hit them regardless.
Attack rolls
so-
and ability checks. So Spectre,
Spocter.
Spoctre.
Oh no.
This one has disadvantage, so fight.
Isn't it also flanking?
Oh yeah, technically it is. So we'll just so that's a 16 and a 9. So we'll say so. The Spectre got hit for 16 and the Wraith got hit for 9. We'll say because both of those should just be normal rolls.
Sure thing.
Tactics.
Sure thing. 16 hits the Wraith. You might be able to drop it. 9 does not.
Boop. This was on the Spectre. So wait, was it doing double there?
I don't know.
Okay, 13 against the Spectre.
It kills it, and the Wraith dissipates.
The Spectre dissipate.
The Wraith remains.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Okay. And
yep.
I'm
The Wraith mad that
gonna
we
assume
killed
I'm
his girlfriend.
backpedaling from the magic missile, so I'll just take a step back. So why not?
Okay. Gromthid, give me a con save.
Grumped.
Nice.
It's grumped, I'm not so grumped. And
Wow!
Yeah.
Off.
You are poisoned.
How?
You are poisoned.
Wonderful.
Holy shit, man. Are you okay?
You keep standing in poison, and you're eventually gonna get hit by it.
Oh, I just realized something that you're not gonna like to.
No worries.
Stop.
I'm
Stop
going
it.
to reckless,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to. So that makes this a flat roll rather than with disadvantage.
Mm.
And I'm going to. I was gonna Great Weapon Master, but since I don't have advantage anymore, I'm just gonna go for a straight roll and just hope that damage carries over. Swinging into the Wraith with my Breath of Frost.
Okay. You take the Breath of Frost, Frost Guard, and you just swing. Unfortunately, think 13 does. No, 13 hits it exactly.
That
Oh.
is
Oof.
17 magical and cold damage.
You slash into it, and you see part of its ethereal form begins to grow cold, and ice begins to just build on it.
Second attack.
Oh boy.
25?
I didn't hit, I'm sorry.
No.
13 does, but not 25.
It's gonna use its legendary action. No. Wow.
Same damage again.
And it dies.
Yay.
I'm going to point at the one directly in front of me and tell it to piss off.
As you tell it to piss off, you notice the little worm on your body. It now burrows under your skin.
Yep, so I yell, "Piss off!" Just do me wisdom save.
If
Wisdom.
only you could do rage damage with that.
It is proficient with wisdom saves. However, it has only +1 on its saving throw, so that's a 6.
Yeah, no, it takes 6
Takes 6 points of.
psychic damage.
Angry.
Kind of reels back from the force of you yelling at it.
Angry yelling, and it now has disadvantage on its attack on me. Or its first one anyway.
All right. You notice the worm piercing under your skin. You take 1 point of piercing damage as the worm burrows under your skin.
Okay, I will mark that off.
Nice.
Though, would they get halved?
No, it's just 1 point of damage.
Can't have
Okay.
one to do more, man. It's minimum one.
Cool.
Let's see when I deal with decimals.
Also speaking, it's the spawns. The spawn in front of Grimthought has no mind of its own, so it's just going to keep on wailing.
Also, Moonbeam.
Oh, Monbem, yes.
Yep.
Boy.
That is a 16 on the saving throw. They have high con.
That is a pass. It should be. Yeah.
That is 4 points of radiant damage. As you watch its
Right.
regeneration ability does not work.
Nice.
You watch the worms kind of begin to stitch the body back together. Like the worms themselves kind of move throughout beneath the corpse itself, pushing the flesh outwards and replacing it. However, it seems that they can't do that when they are bombarded by holy light of nature. It is going to attempt to claw Grimthought twice.
Well, it has disadvantage on the first attack.
Okay, first attack is then a 16.
Holy shit, it got 16 on disadvantage?
Yeah, 21 and
Okay.
16.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh, wow!
My AC is 16.
Oh, fuck, man. You take 5 points of slashing, 2 points of slashing damage, and 7 points of necrotic. And second attack... 16 again!
Good job!
Why are you rooting for the dead?
They're doing well. These are usually fairly pathetic.
You take 2 points of slashing damage and 3 points of necrotic. 2 points is from 4. Can you give me dexterity saving throws? More worms are launched towards your direction.
Sorry, just check how much necrotic was that?
3. Trio.
There we go.
And, oh yeah, you managed to pass it as the worms kind of gargle forward. The spawn next to Lupus attempts to regenerate, but sunlight exists, so he can't do that. It is going to attempt to hit you with the mace again, because it has a mace and it doesn't use its claws, which are far better and superior than the mace.
Undead being smart though.
I'm kidding.
Somebody forgot to turn their phone on silent.
Yep. Just one moment, I'm calculating some things.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's just a natural 20.
It is certainly a
with
thing.
max damage.
I think Lupus will handle it though.
Whatever. That is a natural 20.
Oh damn!
Of course it is.
What? What?
So
I
you
didn't say
take... Hold up. You take a total of 10 plus 17... Oh! War Colors chant. Target your
Yep.
creatures.
I'm targeting Lupus and I guess Ash, just because he's the person who went down most recently.
Fair point.
He's doing me a heckin' concern.
that. Ash is like, I'm fine. Lightning strikes him. I'm fine.
You take a total of... Mathematics help me. 13 points of bludgeoning damage. From the first attack. The second attack is a 19, which hits you. For 7 points of bludgeoning damage, half to 3. So,
After 3, so.
a total of 16 points of bludgeoning damage altogether for the turn.
Alright.
And can you give me a dexterity saving throw as it gargles worms? Ah!
Oh my god!
You just straight up just lean back all the way through as the worms kind of spout towards your direction.
He fucking matrixes the worms.
Oh my lord.
Nice.
Kiki.
Yeah, it do be my turn. So now that I have some range, I'm gonna aim towards the one that's on Ruinous and he'll place it twice. 13 and 12.
Horrible attack rolls, they both hit.
There we go. 18 damage.
You rolled like shit, you hit, but you shouldn't have.
You fire both Eldritch Blasts towards the direction of the spawn, and as they hit it, you watch worms scatter from it. As basically the inscripted words on the body kind of sizzle out. A bunch of the worms burrowed into the body. Doesn't seem happy.
I love how indignant Jen was about the fact that he actually hit with those rolls. You hit, but I'm mad about it.
I don't like the fact that Chen is like, yeah.
Jeez.
That's my turn.
Coda.
If I'm gonna be honest, there's really nothing Coda can really do. with this fight besides waste other spell slots, and I don't feel like doing that.
Any cantrips?
Magic stone and other stuff. That's
Yeah,
not worth it. Oh wait, this is soft earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna move some earth around, I guess.
Shove.
You can move. You can shove 5 feet of earth onto Grimthod.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, there you go.
What are you doing?
Gonna move some earth somewhere. Start digging.
Hold on.
Everyone else finishes up.
I'm just gonna take out the epic music just for a moment, just so that you just move earth. There you go. Look at him becoming a farmer. Beautiful.
Coda's making sandcastles.
At this point, I'm like, there's nothing really I can really attribute here for people. Besides handing people magic rocks. And I don't want to get rid of my bucket of rocks just yet.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it, yeah.
The most
I'm
powerful
gonna
of
start.
tools. Okay.
Cool.
Lupus, you have an undead in front of you. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw from being in the pit?
Alright.
The pit of poison condition. Wow!
How?
What the fuck?
How?
What the fuck is that?
And this is why I didn't roll anything. That'd have been a natural 20 useless for something.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Alright, you do have a +2 to
I
all
double
your
call
damage.
bullshit. Holy
I
fuck.
honestly don't know.
Okay, you... How do I explain this? You're not even bothered in the slightest about this pit full of dead bodies and manure.
You take in a deep, meaty breath and go.
You're determined to kill the undead in front of you.
I was born in this.
It's rather funny for an elf.
Oh my god. Both attacks hit.
And
Wow.
You get +2 to the damage on each of these because of the harsh inspiration.
Well, the undead is dead.
24 total.
Oops.
28 actually.
28 because of the +2 on each
Oh
one.
yeah.
You thrust the blade so hard against his fucking skull, it collapses into a bed of worms.
I want to imagine Lupus like grabs the mace from his grip as he falls.
Yeah, he does do that.
Alright.
Like
You,
adamantine.
you take the mace.
Magical adamantine.
Yep, you take the mace from the hands of the undead. It's nice. I'll tell you a description in a moment. Ashfall.
Mm-hmm. Elves, sick 'em. So we'll go for the wolves first, just to decide if I want to cast spells or shit.
See, welcome to my predicament here.
One needs to do a con save, so we'll do that.
Both actually don't need to do con save, don't they?
No, just
well,
they're already poisoned. They only need the one for the radiant damage, which I think 12 fails. So
let me check.
Well, the
It's,
radiant.
Tokoda.
The radiant.
It's against Coda's
Yeah.
basic.
Fuck. Yeah, it does fail. Takes 9 points of radiant damage. The wolf kind of whimpers in pain as the light kind of slams on it.
26.
And if it's transformed, it reverts to its original form. I don't know that.
Alright, just
Coda.
get
It's
it
not.
out there. If you were to move the direwolf down to here, it wouldn't be taking the radiant damage every turn, but it'd still be able to attack.
It's a wolf.
Okay,
Just saying.
here's the thing. When the moonbeam hits the wolf, it appears transparent for a moment into a green ethereal shape of a face spirit. Its true form is not just that of a wolf, it's a face spirit taking the form of a wolf.
Yep.
Makes sense?
Continue to do my bidding.
It
It's
does.
just
Normal.
looks different.
Bite.
24 hits, 7 does not.
Good.
You found 6.
Pierce.
And it actually has to make a strength saving throw.
Nah.
And it rolls. Result is 21.
Oh my god.
Oh!
It's a strong boy.
Yeah.
It
How
is.
good are these things con?
Undead are renowned for being strong and or constitution heavy wise. Is that your turn?
No, because I still have a little cantrip. So we'll do that, and then we'll throw out a produce flame. What's the poison spray? She's gonna miss.
Well, it does. Kind of splashes onto it with flame. It doesn't seem affected.
Alright, that is me then.
Gromthid. Grimthod.
That is your name.
That's the name
Grumpton.
now.
Grumpy.
Grumpton. Grumpa.
Not so grumped.
Fuck.
Just to check, am I getting flanking from?
You do.
So it's a flat roll because of that.
Yes.
You still?
Yeah.
What you mean? Still make the con save?
Oh,
or
I just realized. Ash, one of the wolves had advantage and pack tactics.
But they're both poisoned, so.
Yeah, so that-
cancelled out.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's why I'm not reckless attacking because it would also still get cancelled out. So
Fair point.
there's no point.
So,
So-
commit violence.
I'm going to go for 2 attacks with Breath of Frost. No Great Weapon Master because I want to make sure I hit
Okay, go for it.
17.
Hits.
That is 15 points of slashing magical.
Ooh.
2 of that is cold, if it matters.
It does. It seems to just be making ice onto the undead.
Nice.
Not ice.
That's nice.
That's nice. Second attack. 15.
That will hit.
That's less damage. That is 6.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's another 15. No, hang on, I'm wrong.
9 plus 2 is 11, plus 4 is
15.
15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, sorry.
It's still standing.
So, and yep, same as I've been doing. Bonus action, vicious mockery.
Okay, it's gonna try to resist that. What are you yelling at it?
Just join, you bastard.
16 on the wisdom save. Kind of cracks its head to the side, looking at you, and then
You prick.
and then immediately lunges for you.
And con save.
Oh fuck! Oh no! Not like this. It failed, but it's still alive because it's not enough damage.
Kevin.
Standing tall with 6 whole hit points, it is going to slash at you, Grimthod.
I believe in you, Mr.
Hold up, I forgot something, Grimthod. At the end of your turn,
Yes.
I forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. At the end of your turn, you take. You take 10 points of necrotic damage as you suddenly feel your arm where the worm landed in kind of go numb, and you look into it
Heartburns.
and you see black veins kind of begin to form.
Oh, that's not good.
It's going to attack you.
First attack should have disadvantage. Because...
Correct.
Oh wait, no, sorry. It succeeded vicious mockery, so it doesn't have disadvantage.
That's an 18 to hit you then.
That hits.
And the second attack is 12 to hit.
Miss.
You take 4 points of slashing, so half to 2, plus 11 points of necrotic.
So total 13.
Yes. And then it's gonna throw worms at your face.
Yep,
It
same
pu-
deal.
It pulls out a bag of worms.
13.
Succeeds. It's like succeeds and success in a horrible combination. Yes, you managed to dodge the worms out of the way because something is wrong with these worms. Kiki.
Right, so there's a big wolf blocking my way, but I can just move here.
Okay.
Sure. And I'm going to just Eldritch Blast that motherfucker. 17 and 11.
Both attacks hit. How do you want to kill the final enemy?
Just wanna explode its head off.
Worms kind of begin to crawl out from the open neck where the head kind of like slumps backwards from, and you watch as they sprawl out. You can hear the very faint, tiny little screams of worms as they wither and die with the corpse. Like, whee!
They reach to death.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Coda.
I'm gonna drop Moonbeam since there's nothing there.
Yep. Now,
And I will continue to molder.
okay, Ashfall. Lupus, excuse
Apparently,
me.
Lupus doesn't exist.
Lupus,
No.
you exist not.
Actually, yes.
Con save as you are in the pit still.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Fucking god!
Send this man to Vegas.
What?
What is this? Third critical fucking. Oh, okay, hold up. I'm gonna say, Ashfall, you are immune to the poisoned condition for.
Oh, great. That's good for Ashfall.
Lupus.
Not Lupus, though.
Lupus, you're immune to the poison condition from this fucking pit. You're just standing there like an absolute motherfucker.
I'm the trash man.
Okay. Careful where you step. There's just a random 10-foot hole somewhere.
Okay, with that at the end, Ashfall, do you want to do something? Like,
What?
What?
the wolves are still there.
Yeah. Sort of send them away into the woods.
And Grimthad, at the end of your turn, you take another 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okie dokie.
Wait, you see, Lupus, take his mouse. Wait, let me see your brain.
You notice that
Okay.
his hand begins to look grayish and the veins begin to blacken.
My arm feels real weird, guys.
And it spreads from the muscles of his arm, it spreads into his body.
What the heck happened, man?
Really hurts.
I think one of those worms must have got him. You need to
And
treat us now.
Yeah, alright. Pull out like a small knife and just try and find out where this thing burrowed in.
Grimthad, you take 1 point of piercing damage. As Ashfall, you begin to make an incision, make a medicine check.
Medicine.
Kiki
Can
is
I
going to
help
help.
him?
I was
okay,
just
okay,
saying that I'm
okay.
going to help with the prestidigitation.
To clean up the blood.
Yeah.
Okay, makeshift surgery. I like this. Next to a very diseaseful garbage bin.
Anyway, and can I activate my green flame blade by just to light up to see better?
You could have a torch.
It's
yeah,
not a stun.
It's the middle of the day!
Yeah, like, you
Don't
could
worry
just take a step to the side and the same effect would happen.
More mold.
Moored earth. Coda just placed it back out. Okay,
Coda's just like
just
folding over
slowly-
piles of shit. So what, medicine with
Yes.
advantage now, or?
Medicine
Yes.
with advantage because you're being helped, basically.
Boop, boop.
As the blood cleans... Okay, now you're gonna find something that you're not gonna like. As you find a little hole in Grimthad's arm, and you make a small incision, and you notice there is a very thin, deep tunnel onto his arm, dug in through his flesh. It appears that the worm has escalated from the little hole on like a little bit above the palm of Grimthad's arm all the way up to his shoulder,
It's
What-
going for my heart.
where the necrosis spreads. Also, Grimthad, you take every 6 seconds, basically,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of each of your turns, 2d6 points of necrotic damage.
Alright.
9 points of
Yeah.
necrotic damage.
Can't be awakened, but you get the worm out.
What was that?
It's got roots.
The worm doesn't have roots?
Oh, the bush has roots.
You want the bush to go into my arm and try and pull the thing out.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
I don't see this going well in any sort of level. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I'm gonna try lesser restoration.
Alright.
Oh, you that. Okay, that works.
And can I hit the thing with adamantine?
Do you?
No! No! Don't use the mace or
Okay.
crimson sword. No.
Do you? And what effect are you choosing from it?
From the current list, poisoned.
You cast Lesser Restoration, and it doesn't seem to stop that. Grimthought, you take.
Actually, yeah, would not be there to do a disease rather than a condition there?
You take 8 points of poison damage as you cast Lesser Restoration for the poisoned condition, and you watch it doesn't work as Grimthought's now top left side of his body begins to grow grayer and darken.
Don't tell me.
I have a bush that can stick its root in the hole.
I'm going to give the people here more time on the clock and cast Cure Wounds on.
Alright, smart. You're just healing yourself like something.
So every time he takes damage, I cast Mold Earth.
That shouldn't be with Rage, because Rage would
Are you digging his grave?
I'm literally moving the entire pit slowly at a time at this point. I'll have it all uncovered eventually.
Ashfall, do you want to cast Lesser Restoration again with a different thing?
I'm taking that as a huge hit, so yeah, we'll do that, and we'll say, like, disease, because apparently that's an option I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's either a disease or one condition inflicting it, and you manage to... And you find where the worm is by touching onto Grimthoth's flesh, where you feel a little bit of writhing at the base of Grimthoth's neck, and you're like, oh, there it is. You press inwards, and Grimthoth, you feel a little splat inside your body. Go...
What was that?
You're no longer
I
afflicted.
think I got it.
You're no longer afflicted by the worm.
Quick question. That was on the neck, yeah?
At the base of your neck, yeah.
That was really fast.
It was going for the brain. It was going for the brain.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
even
you.
worse.
I'm gonna tell you something about the. Oh fuck! I think my roll 20 just fucking died on me. Oh, there it is. It regained.
Let's set fire to this pit.
So here's the thing, right? You still haven't found where the adventurers are.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm digging.
Okay, make me. Okay, you're searching basically. Can you give me?
I'm using Mold Earth.
Yeah, can you give me a survival or investigation check? Your choice.
Can I help him? Oh, wait, no.
Moving through the garbage and basically spoiling them around. Can you give me also like a con save?
But who said I'm doing this by hand? This is me.
The poisoned condition, by the way, lasts for like a solid minute. So after this,
He used the Lesser Restoration on poisoned and then on the disease, so my poison would.
yeah, your poison condition is gone. So you're pretty much fine. Coda, basically you find molding through the fucking garbage tracks leading into what appears to be a tunnel beneath the garbage.
That's, I think, where we need to head.
Thanks for that difficult, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sort of still treating it, because, like, the fact that it made a splat noise is making me comfortable, so I'm gonna, like, try and sort of, like, bloodlet just at the neck.
Okay, now you step into that. Okay.
I'm not stabbing you, just hold on. And just, I'm not, like, cutting your fucking throat or anything, I'm just, like, cutting, like, just the skin where this thing was. So, like, you know, if it just literally exploded, there's not, like, black shit in your...
I'm gonna try to just...
You take 1
get a
point of
good
piercing damage.
clearing out.
Grimthought, you take 1 point of piercing damage as Ashfall, with the 22 still on the medicine, manages to take a small incision on the base of your neck, where on skin surface level, you find the little worm is it just splattered into little pieces that you manage to slowly scoop out.
Bleed me like a pig.
Oh, if I want to bleed you like a pig, I'll stab somewhere different. Shut up.
Alright, time to set fire to the pit.
What?
I like this. I'm literally just digging in your neck with a knife and you're just groaning.
Just like,
You now can actually probably see a little door at the bottom. It's like maybe we shouldn't.
I don't think we should.
That you got cut off.
I don't think we should set fire on this, seeing as we have to go there and Kiki watch the entrance.
Oh,
Hmm.
alright. You see Lupus putting his what's that? Rapier back into holster and look at the mace. You're all mine now, you little son of a.
The mace. Yes, good point. That is actually an item. It's a mace of smiting.
Hmm.
This is a once fine haft of this club. Basically, has long since gone to soggy rot. Even the leather wrapping on its pommel isn't enough to stop it from soaking through the wearer's gloves. The adamantine head of the mace is carved to resemble the giant rune Run or Ruin. Upon striking, in contact with the mace, it unleashes a shower of golden sparks.
Holy shit. Is that all on Grimthought?
Yeah, so
Jesus.
2 spell slots, so 9, 20, 36.
Heal,
36.
motherfucker, heal.
Kiki's going to use the rod to get her spell slot back.
Much bow wow.
Oh, thanks for that. Need to go. I think I've also got like Grimthought fishes around his bag and pulls out a healing potion. He's like, I've got this if we really need it, but I think we should hold up to it for the emergency.
Yeah, save it for a rainy day.
And you do, what do you do?
I mean, how much more till I get the door open?
It's right there. It is not a doorway, it's a passage.
Alright.
The passage itself seems to have been carved in through the bottom of the pit and leads into somewhere else.
Should we go down there then?
Alright.
Alright, we should go.
Alright. You begin to make your way down in through the passage. And as you're making your way inwards, the first thing you notice is that the stonework of the pit gives way into proper cobblestone stonework. And then into stonework that you have actually seen before. Yellowed out bricks and black walls. The insignias of humanoid figures digging through the rock itself, kind of like sculptures. What appears to be grim iconography of taskmasters digging through the stonework. Basically, as you're moving in, it kind of builds itself into a long corridor. People with dark vision can see it, that the corridor does not have an end through the end because your dark vision doesn't seem to reach that far.
120.
Oh, then you can't see it. I guess. Fine.
By the way, just check. Can we roll history to try to determine where we've seen this brickwork before?
Of course, make a history check or a stone cunning check.
It's
Yeah,
I mean, I was going to go with vampires. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
The dwarf in the party, go ahead and get right on.
so this
That
doesn't
we-
happen to be, you know, that hallway that the vampire was in, wasn't it?
That seems familiar.
Or
Can I
let's say
roll
that
history?
Ah,
Yeah.
King Helgas. I studied vampires. Does this ring any more
oh,
bells?
dang it.
Oh, yes it does. Give
Do
me
I
a
have
history check.
advantage?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Ah,
Oh my
there we
God.
go.
because why the
I'm
hell?
doing my thing.
Where's history? There it is.
Okay, can we get a running tally? How many fucking crits have we had tonight?
A lot.
At
A
least
lot.
7.
Too
At
many.
Yeah.
least, yeah.
Oh, Jen, change your thing so chat can see the chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're looking at the
So for that?
menu options.
They're looking at your settings, yeah.
Sorry.
There we
Let me actually yeet you over.
Cool.
Well, counting from the top to bottom, yeah, that's 7. Natural 20 to today.
Jesus.
I think there was few more.
You see the dug-in part of the pit kind of giving way into this corridor. You do notice there is some very strange things here. So let us see. The first thing you notice is that these catacombs of sorts are not really that tall. It's up to 10 feet high. And there are no light sources here.
Oh, we'll make one. I light up a torch because I can't see.
Okay, fair point. How much does a torch give again? Let me check.
30
Just...
feet.
20 bright, 20 dim.
Gosh.
Oh, right, yeah.
Pretty sure I should be able to see the edge of the map.
The very edge of
Let me check. You can. It just turns into dimmer light. There you go.
I like that if you don't have natural dark vision, store brought is just fine.
Store-bought is
agree.
fine. Yeah, you can see all the way in the back, basically.
Yep.
And another thing is that here it is a bit colder.
Does it smell like ash?
It smells.
Oh.
It reeks of copper and rot.
Interesting.
The pictures that are carved on the wall, the ceiling, are of humans basically working under those taskmasters and sacrificing other people for those taskmasters in a regal fashion. And at the center of the hall, Kiki, you can see like a splatter of different coloration. You can only see in shades of grey, yes?
yeah, it's grayscale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At the center of the hall, the floor is kind of in a different coloration that continues north and out of a small open doorway.
Well, it seems to lead on, and there is only one way we can turn, so I don't think we have much of a choice.
With Kiki's nat 20 on history, does she discern this is almost certainly vampires again?
This is definitely a vampiric ziggurat of sorts, yes.
Hmm.
Well, looks like we're after vampires again, and Kiki in her mind, just not to anyone else. Are you happy about this?
You get no immediate responses.
That's fine.
Grimthalica turns to Kiki and goes, "Oh, more the Empire thing, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. This time I'm gonna try not to fall down a well."
So let's hope there is a well this time.
Yes, that would be good.
Right. Okay. Shall we get going then?
Alright.
And you begin to make your way through the corridor where more iconography is shown. Give me un momento, really quickly. I'm just gonna do something. You see the figures on the walls themselves, like inspecting them, appear to be like the iconography of these people serving these taskmasters. The people serving these taskmasters appear humanoid in form, but much smaller in scale to their taskmasters, at least in importance.
Do you think they had a complex?
Maybe they just had like a bunch of little ones, little working for, the guy we saw in the pit earlier. Oh, there's a corner up ahead.
Yeah, you can see now at the other end of the corridor what appears to be an entrance. Okay, so as you're approaching, stop.
Cool.
you all begin to see runes right next to where
Oh,
Grimthod walked by. Immediately just kind of ignite and appear right in front of you. Appearing from nowhere, conjured, is a massive steel ball. I think I'm gonna do this just so that everyone else can see it. And as it appears, you notice the ball is made in a way to be carved to resemble skeleton humanoid figures grabbing together into this giant ball that sips with necrotic energy. The first thing is that Grimp, that you are not surprised by this. You're like, oh fuck. So anyone who is let me check. Yeah, you are within. Are you? 5, 30. How much is your movement speed?
40 feet.
You can attempt to make a
30.
dash for the doorway. Otherwise, you can attempt to run backwards.
Okay, can I cast a
So-
spell?
Right now,
Just
if you
Grimthod
were to
is not
cast a
surprised.
spell, basically that would mean that the ball would get to roll on you.
And you don't want
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna do what Grimthod would do in this situation.
You're gonna grab the ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna enter a rage to get an advantage on the strength check, and I'm going to attempt to charge the ball and stop it.
Make an initiative check to see if you can react fast enough to rage.
Cool. I have advantage with
Because you don't get to move if it's not your initiative, so...
Oh,
nine.
no!
That is not high enough of an initiative, because the ball is conjured on a higher initiative than yours.
makes sense.
But you can stand in the way of the ball. You're just not going to be able to
Okay.
rage.
Okay, that means strength without advantage. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a go.
And also, you're going to take a lot more damage.
Probably.
Okie dokie, fellas! You heard him. Make me an athletics check.
What?
Cool.
As the ball is let absolutely loose.
Wait. Can I prepare my action?
Only a person who is within the ability to walk out basically gets a reaction on this.
I can walk out or
Well,
sprint out.
Your only other action would be to run backwards.
Plus, I think the reason that Grimthod's the one who's acting is because he's feral instinct, which means he can't be surprised.
Very likely. Can you give me the athletics check? Normal.
16.
Ooh, that is not enough.
Okay.
The check was 17.
Oh, come on!
Oh no!
Oh boy, and the sphere continues rolling. Can everyone give me dexterity saving throws? On a successful save, you can manage to run backwards, or you can throw yourselves against the ball like Grimthod did to stop it.
Just saying, if we get to run backwards, could we also cast a spell?
No,
If we succeed.
it's basically a trap effect.
Okay.
I can't believe
That's
I...
better.
One thing, can I hit it with a mace?
That would be stopping and
Mine.
going for the ball.
Oh, 15.
Is
It
14
appears massive, may I tell you. You
Yeah, so it's hard to miss.
Sure. Okay, then you're going to stop then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Koda's gonna make his way to the end.
Okay, you succeed, Koda, you take no damage if you're running backwards. Kiki, 14 success, you can run backwards to the entrance.
I mean, I
So-
can only, well, with the dash.
Use an attack action.
Go for it. If you can't shatter the ball in one go, it is going to roll over you. Grimford, you take 40 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
And you gain 1 level of exhaustion as the necrotic energy of the ball seeps onto you and you are flattened against the wall as it continues rolling.
2 attack or just 1?
2 attacks I'll give you because the first one does not hit. 15 does not hit either.
Damn, doesn't break the thing's armor class.
Nope.
What, a brass ball?
It's made out of metal.
Hold on.
Metal? Yeah.
And
Ah.
necrotic energy, apparently.
Yep, it is seeping with necrotic energy. You'd suffer also 40 points of necrotic of bludgeoning damage and take 1 level of exhaustion as the ball rolls over you. Ashfall, you fail. You take far less damage than those two. You only take 20 points of bludgeoning damage and suffer no points of exhaustion as you are basically rolling, and the ball is rolling and kind of like carries you with it. And you're also now at the entrance as the ball, as it is slamming at the southern end, kind of just disintegrates itself.
So it rolled over me and Lupus and pushed Ashy back, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
That was a painful failure.
Yeah, that didn't feel great. Oh god. Nope. Too many things are broken. No.
Or is it stuck right here?
The ball disappears. So you stand back up again, and you watch the runes next to you begin to slowly start to light up again.
Can I just smash the runes?
You are attacking the runes, taking the barbarian approach on this. Great.
Yeah, with the mace. It's a magical weapon, so I'm gonna...
Sure, make an attack roll. You can choose to slam the mace against multiple runes at the same time. That would require... that's successful. Basically, you can smash the runes. It will take you a dexterity check to get most of them fast.
Alright. Well, let's hope.
Great! You can do this for the next 10 minutes. That means 10 balls are gonna run you over 10 times.
On a 22?
Yeah, because breaking magical runes with a weapon is not a thing. He's breaking the wall, basically.
With a magical weapon?
Yeah.
So, looking from here, where exactly, like, are the runes only placed, like, this side? Or are they placed,
It is
like, everywhere?
literally on the wall right next to Grimthod, and you can probably hit them with ranged attacks as well. Something that apparently the High Elf doesn't realize, as he's standing in the middle of the doorway with the trap. Okay, so are you see him immediately take out the mace and start to attack the wall where the runes are.
He's gonna make his way back and just like, well, alright.
Seeing that he's not really making much headway,
You have about a minute before the trap basically sends another rock.
I think we can just run it in the time that the thing's gonna go off. Do you want to just go around the corner?
Yes.
Grimthod will grab Lupus and just go up around the...
And immediately you trigger the second rune of the rune as you're walking past this part of the wall where another rock appears on the front.
So, guys, I don't have 5th level spells and I cannot resurrect you.
And you have grabbed Lupus with you as well. Perfect. I love it when people don't check for traps. So wonderful. Let me just summon a ball. And it begins to roll. Are you going to make a run for it for the exit, or are you going to be running backwards?
Hang on, last time this happened, I was able to get to... You said that I would be able to get to there, didn't I?
Yeah.
The movement I had?
Are you trying to make a run for the exit, or are you trying to run backwards to the other place where your companions are?
At the exit.
Alright.
I think just go to there.
Okay, make a dexterity check to try to avoid the trap as it materializes again.
16?
Success! You managed to make your way over to the side before the trap fully materializes. Lupus, you have to do the same thing.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You've been doing so hot.
Dexterity save or check?
Save.
Dexterity.
You barely No! Nope, that actually is not a success! Fuck! DC is 15, sorry.
God damn it.
He's been rolling hot all night. Just like it's gonna come down at some point.
You suffer 18 points of bludgeoning damage as the rock rolls over you and sends you all the way back to the front.
And I'm knocked out.
Oh my god.
The unconscious body of Lupus kind of rolls into the very front of the cabin. And the sphere dematerializes behind him.
So, knowing that Grimthought is like somewhere here.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Call out. She's like, is Drago right? Right.
Kiki.
Right.
If the target has at least 1 hit point, Coda.
Oh, well, you just fine. 7. That's it.
Coda-
That's all you're getting.
Coda's like, you just had to go and fucking.
So, Kiki cast a message to Grimthought. No works. Well, I know that he's like somewhere there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see any other tabs?
Hi. Where are you? Hang on, I'll have a look around. I will do an investigation check.
Ah,
Or
great.
perception.
You can go for an investigation to find traps.
Okay. Knowing what I'm looking for, can I instead do a perception to just look at the like anything around me that looks like it? Rather than, like,
Perception.
touching anything since-
Certainly, I'll allow it.
Okay. This will still be at a disadvantage because I have the 1 level of exhaustion.
Yep.
5.
Yikes! Your eyesight is blurred.
Oh, I think I got blood in my eyes. Oh, shit.
Right, I can get us past the trap, but I can only take 1 person with me. Now look at the 3 of you.
Actually, Kiki, you can also make that check because you can actually see all the way to the bottom part of the
Well, yeah, but like I'm pretty well.
It's a
Yes.
perception check.
She can't
Okay.
see around the corner, which is where Grimthought is.
Yeah, so I'm like.
That is not where the runes are. Just barely succeeding on the check. You can actually see on the sides of the wall and on the northern end of the corridor that depict humanoid creatures giving a sacrifice to these taskmasters. There appears to be basically right where the blood smear begins. There are right next to that are the runes that summon the boulder, and at the end are also basically the runes that trigger the summoning of the boulder. At the end of which are the runes that basically summon the boulder. Can you give me an Arcana check?
Sure.
Those runes do not appear in any. You have advantage, I'm gonna say,
Oh, advantage. Okay, roll again.
because you have studied on vampires.
Oh my god.
Jesus
It's
Christ!
always the fucking Arcana check. Never is it going to work.
You can probably tell this is something to do with conjuration and necromancy magic, but you don't know what you would do to get past this trap.
Well, I can go magically past it, but I can only take 1 person with me. So,
How many times can you do that?
once, and then I have to come back, and then I can't go back anymore.
Yeah, so what if you go take Grimthought, come back? With Grimthought.
True. He's going to cast a message again. What
Okay.
do you see there?
Hmm? Sorry, what was
What?
the words?
What do you see there?
Yeah, actually, let me have a look.
Ahead of you, you see a room with what appears to be a table,
Okay.
and there is like a small board on it.
I will note from my perspective, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
Like, there's a door
yeah.
in the way.
Yeah, there should be nothing there.
Now that I've seen the boulder come down,
The next room is basically not exactly a combat encounter, so you don't fight in that.
Okay. So yeah, there's a room with a table on it. Yeah. In it.
And with a table in it, inside the room is a table with a chessboard on the top of it.
Okay. Grab the go. Okay, so there's another room. There's a table, and there's like a bit of like a bit of wood with like lots of little bits of wood like on top of it, like really small bits of wood. They look like really nicely carved.
Hmm.
How much space is there between the corners of the hallway and the...
What do you mean? How much space is between the corners of the hole? What?
Could a diminutive creature fit in between?
What?
Like, if there was a small enough creature while the boulder is coming down, could it just fit in between
Probably.
where the corner of the hallways are?
Probably.
Okay, let's say if it was a lizard.
Probably.
All right, well,
You
that's my plan.
You can certainly go for that.
All right. I'm going to transform into a lizard and try to climb onto the wall and make my way down.
Okie dokie. Are you passing past the ruins?
I'm going to go on the ceiling.
Okay.
Like that way?
Okay.
I don't know how smart these people are. Maybe they didn't expect people to come on the ceiling.
How tall is a lizard?
It's diminutive. Tiny is tiny, and then there's diminutive. It's smaller than tiny.
Oh, then yes, you pass through without triggering the trap.
Fits in your hand, basically.
Yeah.
It fits in your hand.
Yeah,
You know,
you-
like the tiny little geckos.
As a tiny gecko, you can pass through the ruins without activating them.
I go to Grimstad and plop down, and I'm like, "Did you know 15% or more could save you on car insurance?" Switching the guy up.
Motherfucker!
Oh yeah, you can turn the thing. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, there's a room. It's got a bits of wood, stuff.
Ash, can you also do that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I
I've
know for a
seen
fact
you.
can turn to a ferret.
Yeah, but
I've
he
also
doesn't
seen
know
you-
that.
I've seen you.
Only done it when he's been drunk.
Yeah, that's the lore. Is like I
I know,
don't know
I
I
know.
could do it.
I've seen you turn into a mouse before. I think you can do it.
When did I turn into a mouse?
You see,
You're very drunk.
you see, Lupus, here's one of my canteen.
That's just funny. No. I don't think that's the best idea.
Can you turn someone else into something?
I mean, I could maybe throw something big enough to try and stop the rock.
Tomorrow I can.
I can get either you or Lupus to the other side, but that's about it.
And
I
so
think it'd be easier to take Lupus. He's kind of on his last legs right now.
so you have
I
a
know, but-
flask of liquor.
I'm not getting trashed.
You down the liquor, and as you down it,
No!
I mean, I'll crack this bottle of gin, but
as
only drunk Jack plays drunk Ashfall.
as you drink, and you put down the bottle, you're not resisting the effects, are you?
I'm not doing this. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What are you trying to do? Because you have to get to the other side somehow.
Well, nothing says we have to. Kiki just wants to. Well, I'm not sure how to feel about leaving you alone here, but if you can manage to get past the thing, then I guess it's fine.
I have some ideas.
And you grab
Lupus.
Okay, Lupus, don't resist it, and Kiki opens the door.
You see, as she says that, behind her, what appears to be a giant maw appears, or filled with teeth into just black darkness.
Don't resist
Come
it.
on!
Don't
Come on
resist
now!
it. Don't resist it. Don't resist it. Don't
You
resist
see Lupus go for his side. Alright.
and
Just knock him unconscious.
you're dragged into the maw, where you reappear all the way to the very top.
All the way in, like, oh god, roll 20, please don't. There we go.
Go, you guys just keep popping up.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Dimensional mishap.
Oh, no,
That was
come back.
horrifying.
Straight on the runes. Oh shit! And Ashfall.
I'm gonna kind of creep
Drink.
forward to where about things were. So we'll say about here.
Why
Okay.
just summon a bunch of animals to stop the thing?
I think that's
We're
what
not
he's
doing a bunch. We're gonna summon a rhino.
Oh! Okay. You summoned forth a rhino.
Yep, and just send it charging down the corridor.
Okay.
Why not draft
Hold on,
it?
it has 6 hit dice, so it's an extra 12, so
Actually, nobody knows
57.
what's going on.
Alright, give me an athletics check for the rhino. As the ball appears and it's going to slam right on it.
Abilities.
It would be strength if it doesn't have athletics on its character sheet.
Alright, so just roll strength. And boop.
17.
why has
Is,
it-
is that enough?
Where is it? I mean,
Oh yeah, it is! 17 is the exact roll for the stopping the ball.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
damn! Oh, yeah, I was 1 off with my 16 before.
Twice
Yeah.
you've been one off on this. I'm so sorry.
Just in theory.
Do I have to roll damage for it? Or-
It takes all of the damage basically. However, as it does, I'm gonna roll a d10.
I mean, it's holding the boulder back is the thing.
No.
Oh.
As you
I
see the
thought it was
boulder
weird.
being slammed onto the rhino takes 41 points of bludgeoning damage, and the boulder dissipates instantaneously, and you watch the runes of power kind of turn off.
See, I
Okay.
had the right idea, I
Uh,
just wasn't good enough.
So it'd take 41, 16.
What was the athletics for the code?
It was in theory. Roll.
Oh, just a flex.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Just a flex.
So I sort of just send it running down the hallway and just blindly run after it.
Slams against the end of the hallway. Everyone else is a rhino.
Can I roll damage from the wall?
Sure.
So
If you can deal about 100 damage on a wall with fucking what's it called? What's the fucking term? Hold up.
What?
It needs to be dealt an amount of damage before it takes damage.
yeah, it won't do
damage
that.
The threshold.
Threshold, thank you.
Yes.
It slams against the wall, making a small dent.
Yeah. Does the wall succeed on its saving throw or be knocked prone?
It succeeds on it is already prone.
Yeah, I guess.
Not only that, but you watch the rune, now that the ball is actually not reached its destination, kind of malfunctioned, and they just darken completely.
Just sort of like poke my head like from behind the rhino, like, hi guys.
Okay, you good on you. If you guys, you go.
Till it's
So-
gecko
In
As
theory, I didn't need to get me or Luke.
Oh no, you might have.
Oh,
Okay.
Look at him.
see Lupus face swollen. So, in
This was
practice,
safe
theory, y'all just wasted a bunch of resources.
Yeah, I mean we're live. So.
and as you are all now there, onto the are you proceeding or are you staying on the hallway?
I'm gonna check for traps.
I think they need to be healed.
Make a perception or investigation
Yeah.
check.
Perception or investigation?
Mhm.
It's the same for me.
Maybe take a rest up ahead.
Oh my god.
I see everything.
You look forward, and nice. And those of you with a perception of 10 or higher can see forward what appears to be the room ahead begins to light up, though there are no torches. The smell of fire and smoke kind of hits you as you look forward into the antechamber. and from the crumbling ceiling of this room, it is supported by 2 rows of cobweb festooned columns. You see behind a jade dragon chest, visible now, is a floating, disembodied skull wreathed in green flames that clicks its jaw as you enter. Crackle!
I remember where
flashback.
this the fucking last campaign.
The flame skull smiles as you look inwards. Crackle, at your service, it states with a nod.
Hi, I'm Grimford.
Yeah, the name's Lupus.
It seems more people come for my creator. Come ahead, and let us see if in a game of wills you will find your way through the maze. And this is where we're gonna end the session for today.
Cool.
No,
So, I take
don't
it
like
the
it.
rest of the party are familiar with Crackle? You've encountered this fucker before?
Not
We
specifically.
might have like seen the original form before this.
I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
So, okay, little backstory is that we had a necromancer in our previous campaign. He was just like, I want this to be our pet. And sure, it worked, and then the bard decided that she didn't like it. So she died.
Wait, what?
It killed her. Yeah, no,
That's
it killed her.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. Again, like, if I didn't have Quill in that entire campaign, we'd have so many different characters.
Damn.
Having a cleric around is
Yeah.
great. Anyway, this has been the
Yeah.
game for today.
Life to my cleric.
Yeah, sure.
Next session, you're going to have a choice of playing dragon chess with a flame skull to get some information, or you're just going to be like, undead, attack!
I like chess.
no. That thing has has fireball. We're not attacking him.
Hmm.
He's shaped like a friend.
Crackle, at your service.
I love him. We are
Anyway,
keeping him.
this is the session for the day.
No.
Oh. Thank you for playing, and thank you for watching. And hopefully the video will come out later. Goodbye.
Catch you next week, people.
See ya.
See you all next time on Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Yeah.
No.